Is this the best chair for POTA? I'm Mike, N2MAK, and I totally forgot to film an intro. I'll be testing out this Field & Stream fishing chair that folds into a backpack. Let's do this. Figured I should walk around for a little bit with the pack on and see how comfortable it is. And, you know, it weighs like 25, 26 pounds, kind of get a good sense of what that feels like on my back. So far so good though. The straps are really comfortable, and I think just the way the weight is distributed, it's not as bad as I thought it would be. I've carried packs that are 25, 30 pounds for POTAs and SOTAs before, and this really isn't that bad. So coming out to a local park like this definitely wasn't the intended purpose when I purchased this pack. I actually was thinking more of hiking activations where I'm hiking into a state forest or a wildlife management area where there isn't a lot of room to set up in a parking lot, or maybe there isn't even a parking lot. I thought this might also be fun to bring on Summits on the Air activation too. Just happens that today is the first day of regular hunting season in my region of New York, and want to be respectful of the hunters, so figured I'd just bring it out to a local park and test it out, see what gear I could actually fit in there, and give it a go. Alright, let's take a look at the setup. So it took about 15 to 20 minutes full time to get everything up and running. So we got the chair, folding table using the ICOM 705, quirky QRP mat, got a pen and paper just in case. I'll be logging with hammers on my phone though. Did bring the Jankopotamus, gonna do some Winlink and digital a little bit later, give that a shot. I am using for the first time the Goture, was it the Goldlite or whatever, the 7 some odd meter telescoping fishing rod. It's got a decent bend, so we'll see how it holds up. I've never tried this configuration, but I wanted to try setting up the end-fed half wave like a dipole. Just using some of these like driveway markers at the ends. I drilled holes in the top of them and just fed some string through there, and I got some paracord. This is a 17 meter element I cut for the end-fed half wave, so we'll be on 17 meters. We're using, this is the TennTennas QRP 49:1 transformer. That's good for up to 25 watts. So if you're running QRP or even like a G90 or was the FXCR, that's real nice and small. And then I got about 20 feet of RG316 cable that I actually made on my own, and then that's going to, I got a small choke there since we'll be using the coax as the counterpoise. Let's give it a shot and see how it goes. Might be tough to see, but SWR is pretty much flat on 17.
Foxtrot 4, India Lima Hotel. QSL Mike, good afternoon my friend, I copy you 5 by 3, 53.
November 2, Mike Alpha Kilo for Kilo 0 Charlie Baker Sierra.
Hotel, India, 8 Delta. You're 5555 Mike, QSL.
So here is the second antenna that we're using, and it's just a real simple linked vertical using BNC binding posts. I've got 8 radials that are, I think it's like 8 or so, 8.5 feet maybe long each. Then you have the radiating element going up. It is linked, so you can do 20 and 17. And then we just got the coax going back to the 705. Let's see how it goes. Check the SWR on 20 meters. It's absolutely flat. There's hardly anything. All right, shortly after I got set up on 20 meters, I realized I forgot to move the choke to the antenna feed point. So it's just a small toroid. It's from Soda Beams. I got a couple of them when I ordered the carbon 6 mast, and it's just wound. It's a male-female jumper for BNC RG174. Wrapped it around a dozen or so times, and just like I said, forgot to move it from the radio end to the feed point.
Victor Echo 1, Bravo, Quebec, Charlie. I have you 5757 New Brunswick.
Whiskey Charlie 4 Zulu. QSL, you got a good 5-7 signal in western North Carolina. Hey, what kind of antenna are you using right now?
Well, I'm glad you asked. It's just a homebrew quarter wave vertical for 20 meters. I'm running 10 watts. I'm just using a simple BNC binding post with a radiating element going straight up a fishing pole. And then I've got about 8.5 foot radials scattered all about QSL.
QSL, well, you're doing a fine job. Thank you for the part and thanks for the information.
Echo Alpha 1, Bravo, United States Lima. Echo Alpha 1, Bravo, United States Lima.
All right, third antenna we're testing out is the Ed Fong roll-up J-pole, and you'll see it's kind of fallen away from the mast. That's good because it's a carbon fiber mast, and when I've tested this out, if it gets close to that, it will change and affect the SWR. Then we got the coax coming down into the 705. Let's try 2 meters real quick. There's a look at the SWR, and that's pretty much flat.
November 2 Mike Alpha Kilo from W2 BMK. I copy you. I have you a solid 5.9. Yes, I copy. I have you a 5.9 again here. W2 BMK is clear on 446.
All right, here's a look at the final setup. We are going to do some Winlink, HF Winlink. We are using the N9 SAB off-center fed dipole for 40 through 6 meters. We'll try 40. It's pretty low, so this is a good invis configuration. The 40 meter leg, or the longer leg, it's not 40 meters, but the longer leg is going to the north, and then the shorter leg is going off to the south. You'll notice it's definitely not all the way up the mast. I don't know how well that these are, even if you're using a RG316, how well that these are going to be for supporting center fed antenna, but so far so good. We'll see how it goes. Here's a quick look at the SWR on 40 with the N9 SAB off center fed dipole. Yeah, it's pretty flat across the band. Awesome. All right, just worked park to park on 40 meters real quick. No problem at all. They're here in New York, so didn't have far to go, but good to know it's getting out there on 40 meters. All right, we got Winlink Express up on the Jankopotamus laptop. Going to try some HF Winlink email real quick. We're going to try and connect to the KD2DO gateway on 40 meters. Let's give that a shot. All right, there we go. Looks like it's working. Or not. All right, we tried a different station. Let's see how this goes. All right. It's doing the thing. It's doing it. Got to get Scout that email. Got to make it happen. All right, there it goes. There it goes. It's sending it. Didn't work the first one, but got it done the second time. This is why it's fun to test things in the field and practice. Check your email, Scout. All right, we're done. We did it. And just like that, we are all packed up, ready to go. All the gear that we used, except for the folding table, is packed up in here. The battery and power cable are jam-packed in there, but everything else, computer, radio, coax, antennas, all in the main pouch. If you wanted to fix more stuff to it, it does have the lashing points, the molly webbing there. This is great so far. All right, we did it. That was fun. This was a good test. I'm real happy with how this went. I got to try out quite a few things. You know, just standard HF POTA to doing Winlink and some VHF, UHF. Lots of fun and a good test to kind of not just see how this chair performed, but also try out the Goture mast for the first time. I've had the Soda Beams Carbon 6 for a while, and I really like it, especially with how small and packable it is. But I was able to use it with the end-fed half-wave on 17 meters using the TennTennas transformer. First time trying to set up the end-fed much like a dipole in the inverted V like that, but it actually worked out really well, and the mast was strong enough to support it. Got 9 contacts on 17. Then set up the vertical, the quarter-wave vertical I made just with a simple BNC binding post on 20 meters and got about another dozen or so in the log there. Used the Fong roll-up J-pole just to test that out with the mast, and was able to make quick QSOs with my son back home on 2 meters and 70 centimeters. And then I was really curious how the mast would do with the weight of an off-center fed dipole. So use the N9 SAB off-center fed dipole to do HF Winlink. Also hunted a POTA park. I wanted to see if it was getting out there. I know it was a little lower than I would have liked, but you know, I'm using it for invis for the HF Winlink, and you know, it worked well. It worked really good. Was able to, like I said, make the park-to-park contact, but also send a HF Winlink, which was fun. And lastly, I don't know if I mentioned it, but I brought the Denko battery out, and it's a chilly 44-ish degrees outside. It's bright and sunny, but when that sun's not on you, it's definitely cold. My hands are starting to freeze already. You know, not really wearing gloves much of the day, so I'm about ready to pack it up. But the battery did well in the cooler conditions, which is nice, because we're not going to have many nice days like this the next several months. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I had a lot of fun trying out all this stuff, and you know, it gives me a lot more confidence the next time I go out. If I'm going to do a hike-in activation into a forest or up for a soda, I can pack all the gear that I need in this chair, and it's actually pretty comfortable. So if you haven't yet, click like, subscribe to my channel. If you got a comment or question, leave it down below. I'm Mike, N2MAK 73.